Hello, 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 Christmas Flixers. Welcome back to season 5 of Chicks on Christmas Flicks, where we can never have too many Christmas movies. We can only have not enough Christmas movies. Hey, everybody, I'm KL Brady, and I am so happy to be back. Now, listen, I know I told you guys I was going to be more regular or posting new episodes more regularly, and that is going to happen. My schedule has not gotten crazy, although, you know, it's a little crazy at work, but that has not been the reason for my lapse in getting episodes uploaded as like I want to. So what's been going on is I decided, out of all the house projects that I have done over the course of the last 12 months, and when I tell you I've done a lot of house projects, I mean I have done a lot of house projects. Painting, redecorating, updating, blah blah blah. I mean, I've hit probably just about every corner of this house except the deck, which it won't stop raining in Maryland long enough for me to actually do the deck. So I haven't even set it up for the season yet because it's been raining too much. I mean, I want at least 4 or 5 straight days of sun in order to go through the trouble of setting it up. And we've not had 3 days in a row where it's been sunny. So, or just barely 3 days in a row. And then it starts raining for like 5 days. I mean, Washington, Oregon, like they have nothing on us. We are marsh humidity city. It is crazy. But anyway, so with all the projects that I have done, what I decided to do was turn my current living room, which I absolutely never use, even when I have guests over. Like we never use that to sit down and visit with each other. People immediately go either straight to my family room, they go straight to the kitchen, there's plenty of seating in the kitchen, or they go straight down to my dad's space where he has like a living room. And then my son has a living room. I've got a lot of living room, like a lot of living areas, right? So we never use the one at the front of the house. I mean, there's nothing in there. I don't have a TV or anything in there. I intentionally left the TV out of there, thinking this will be a place where people will have serious conversations where they just want to talk and they don't want to have any electronics or anything playing. I mean, there's nothing there. There's a nice couch. There's chairs. It was all sit, in this conversational setting. Well, I've had it that way for 18 years. For the whole time I've been in this house, and not one year, not one occasion have we ever used that room. So I decided to turn that room into my new office where I would have a little bit more room, a bit more room, like almost double the space that my current office has. And I would turn the current office into a clubhouse. So in order to do that, I had to put new curtains, all this stuff. I put new bookshelves in there. I took my old credenza that was there. I ordered a desk, and then I canceled the desk, and I'm waiting on a new desk that's coming from Wayfair. It's supposed to be delivered tomorrow. So that's where I've been spending all my time, trying to get that whole office and everything set up. And I'd like to do it before this Monday coming, because that starts my new work week, and I have to go to North Carolina this week because we've got to clean out my grandmother's house. So the cousins, not the parents, but the cousins. Fortunately, I've got a lot of first cousins, so we're all going to go down there and clean out my grandmother's house. So I'm not going to have a whole lot of time this weekend to finish I finished probably 95% of it. The last bit of it is really just getting the desk put together, and the desk won't be delivered till tomorrow. So I'll be back on Sunday. I'll put the desk together Sunday, and the office will be done. What does that mean to you? That means that by the probably by next week, the end of next week, then I'll start to get in a regular rhythm with releasing new episodes. Okay, promises, promises, promises. I really do promise. But in the meantime, today I've got so much to talk about. We've got Merry Movie Weekend happening in 2 days, literally in 2 days, like Saturday and Sunday. We're gonna have Merry Movie Weekend. The following weekend, Christmas in July will begin on Great American Family, and also on Hallmark, on the Hallmark Channel. The Merry Movie Weekend this weekend is going to be on Hallmark Mystery. I do not know what is going to happen. So far, I have not seen any Christmas programming, like Christmas in July Christmas programming on Hallmark Family. But I am hoping that we will see some programming on Hallmark Family. And also, if you don't watch Hallmark Family and you don't watch the Hallmark Channel, if you get Hallmark Plus, you can see Christmas movies whenever you want. Last weekend, I had a weekend, I don't know, it was last Friday or something, but I just took some time to just lay around and do nothing. It was wonderful. And I watched Christmas movies, for like half a day. And it was wonderful. It was just like having my own Christmas in July, but in June. So, it's funny. So this is the part of the show where, I have a little message to share. This is just a message that's on my heart that I'm going to share. And if anybody doesn't want to listen to this message, please feel free to skip forward to Satanic shoutouts or something, okay? You don't have to listen to this if you don't want to, but it's just something on my heart that I wanted to share. So here's the thing, I've done all these projects. I've done this project in my bedroom. I got a writing nook all created. I got my living room. I'm now turning into my office, which is really going to be another work nook, writing nook place where I can really go and just, if I want to work on writing, or if I'm working for my 9 to 5, I work from home still. I can go in there and kind of close myself in. I got barn doors installed over the last couple of days. I have to share my barn doors on Twitter, so please look at hashtag Chicks on Christmas Flicks so you can see my new barn doors for my office. Anyway, so I've been doing all these things, right, for creativity's sake, right? In my mind, I'm thinking, if I get all of this stuff off my shoulders and I get all these other projects out of my head and get them done and completed, that all my energy can be spent then on getting these books written. And I have about 5 stories that need to be written right now. Five stories running around in my head that I feel constantly guilty that I'm not working on it. But I also always find like another important project that needs to be done, that if I get that done, I'll be ready for the writing work, right? And I do feel like writing is my calling. I think everybody has a calling, and I think writing is my calling. Regardless of how successful you feel in it, if it's something you've been called to do, you've been called to do it, no matter how many people, whether it's for 10 people, whether it's for 10 million people, right? A calling is a calling, right? So anyway, I've told myself like all these things, right? I need to declutter the house. I need to bake. I need to cook more. I need to tidy up daily so I feel good about being in my space, right? And I need to do more cooking because, when I'm cooking, then I feel a better energy in the house and all of these things. And there are a zillion things that I feel like I need to do, but there's only one thing that I've been called to do, and that's right. So all those other things are things that I've told myself mentally that I need to do. But I have one calling, and that is to write. So if I'm not writing, then I'm not really prioritizing my calling, right? So I've really got to find a way to prioritize my writing. And what I realized, I was listening to, I don't know if you guys or if anybody out there listens to Better Together. I listened to Better Together, the podcast. I listened to it on YouTube. It's probably on, the podcast, Apple Podcasts, but I watch the YouTube channel because I really like to kind of see the expressions and watch the ladies do it all together. It's all on the TBN channel, and they have this it can be 25 minutes, it can be 50 minutes, it can be an hour, 10 minutes, it can be 2 hours. But anyway, they have these discussions around, spirituality and religion and how religion, or I hate saying religion, right? Because religious, it makes it sound like these mundane routines that you do. And it's much more than that to me. Anyway, they have these discussions, and we talk about Jesus, and they talk about God and the relationships that you maintain with them, and all of this stuff, and the troubles and obstacles that they face, and how they overcome these obstacles, and how they maintain positive frames of mind. I mean, all good things, right? It's just all good things. It's just like having a 7-course meal every time I listen to the podcast, right? So I listen to it, and one thing that I took from the podcast is that the only person that can separate you from what you're called to do is you. You have to participate in that, right? You have to participate in it. And I am totally calling myself out. I participate like a mother, right? I am always fully participating in separating myself from my calling, because I've found all these things to do instead of doing what I was called to do. So I feel like I just need to get in this habit of prioritizing it. I think I figured out a way to do that, right? I just really haven't practiced it the way that I need to practice it, right? So one thing, I need to wake up early in the morning, super early for me, because I've got a lot to do before I go to work in the morning. So I'm going to get up early, and I'm going to start out with my devotionals like I always do. It's like the key to start my engine, right? My engine does not run well at all if I don't read my devotionals every morning and spend some time reading the Bible and all of this kind of stuff. It's just my world. I have realized, and I quit fighting against it. My things just do not work well with me if I don't get spiritually fed before I have to deal with people and in the morning. So I do that, and I do it for all mankind and myself. So I have to do that. So I'm thinking 4 to 5 in the morning. I know that sounds early, right? But I'm really up at 4 o'clock in the morning, no matter what. I spent some time working in the Pentagon, and I used to have to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning, drop my son off at 4 so I could be at the Pentagon at 5. And I did that for almost 5 years. So getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning is nothing to me because my body's so used to it. I will wake up at 4 o'clock just because it turned 4 o'clock. I don't care if I've taken, sleeping medicine, whatever. At 4 o'clock in the morning, my eyes are awake. That's why I'm always up in the morning doing the podcast because I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning. But anyway, so from 4 to 5, I'll do vocational, my devotionals, right? And then from 5 to 6, I think I'm going to just take an hour and spend an hour writing, right? Whether that's a sentence, a paragraph, a chapter, I need to spend some time just focused on writing and just allowing the words to come to me and to get some stuff down. And I've outlined quite a few things. So I'm thinking that if I write to my outline, I'll be productive. One way or the other, I'll get some words out. I'm thinking after 6, I can, exercise, get some coffee, do all the other things, right? Clean. Sometimes I clean early. But what I want to say is that you out there, we all have to learn to prioritize what we're called to do. We have to prioritize what we're called to do. We have to make it important. Whether you do yours in the morning, whether you do it in the evening, whatever, you got to prioritize it. We've got to love our lanes, whatever that lane is, but you've got to stay in it, right? If you don't do what you're supposed to do in your lane, then who's going to do it? All the people that are supposed to meet you in your lane, right? To get whatever you have to offer. If you're not there in your lane because you're so busy worrying about somebody else's lane, right? How are they going to get what they need from you in your lane, right? That was such a big message for me. I mean, it was like somebody took a hammer and knocked me over my head. Because I do have a lane. My lane may not have a lot of people in it. I consider this part of my lane. I consider this podcast part of my lane. I consider writing part of my lane. I consider my writing gadgets channel part of my lane. All those things that there are people in those lanes who are waiting to get whatever I have to offer in those lanes. And if I am not doing what I need to do in those lanes, then where are they going to get what I'm supposed to give them, right? Where are they going to get it? They can't get it anywhere, right? So, long story short, just follow your calling, prioritize your calling, and remember that if you don't deliver what you need to deliver from the lane that you're in, the lane that you're supposed to be in, your lane, if you don't deliver what you're supposed to in your lane, then how are people going to get what they need to get from your lane? Because somebody out there needs to get it. Now, even if it's one person, that's why I always say, I'll never quit this podcast. Because 1, I love it. And 2, if there's one person out there who is picking up what I'm putting down, I'm going to keep putting it down. It's that simple. All right. So don't voluntarily separate yourself from your calling. Don't find all these things to do like I have done. do as I say, not as I do, right? Don't find all these things to put in the middle, in between you and your calling of what you're supposed to do. What does that mean? Long story short, that means Carla's going to get some writing done. Even if I don't get it done this weekend, because I'm driving to North Carolina and, cleaning out my grandmother's house. And that's the priority this weekend. But next weekend, my priority is when I am not working, I will be getting some words on the page, and I will be getting this Christmas book done. I have been working on this Christmas book slowly for so long, but now I'm just like so motivated to hurry up and get it done. So I'm excited. But what I do is valuable. It may not be valuable to lots and lots and lots and lots of people, but it's valuable. And there are people, even I get emails and stuff like, hey, when's your next Christmas book coming out? I'm like, you're waiting? Like, that stuns me every time I get something. I'm like, wait a minute, you're waiting for me to get it done? Yeah, people are out there waiting for me. They're waiting for you. They're waiting for us. So stay in your lane. Get your call, prioritize your calling. Get your work done. Focus. Don't let anything get between you and your calling. So that is my big message for the day. Anyway, so in the last episode, what did we talk about in the last episode? We talked about Christmas movies, kind of getting dipping our toe into the 2025 Christmas movie season. Well, today we're going to continue that. But in addition to talking about the upcoming movies in the 2025 Christmas movie season, we're going to talk about Merry Movie Week. We're going to talk about Christmas in July. Today, I'm really just going to give you kind of some insights as to what's coming into Christmas in July. This week, probably on Friday, I will release a show focused solely on Christmas in July and what is coming out for Christmas in July. So we'll talk a little bit about that later and a lot of bit about that in the next episode. All right. So I'm just really excited about this. But so much news to talk about, including, like I said, Christmas in July. Then we have a rom-com reunion. I mean, a reunion for the ages that I have to talk about. This one I was so excited about because I love the first movie. And we have another very high-profile Hallmark sequel to talk about today. I mean, big, major. And then, not one, but 2 Christmas cons. Do you hear me? I mean, well, sort of. There are one Christmas con and one Christmas con light. So I am going to be talking about that in a little bit. But first things first, St. Nick shout-outs. As always, I love to begin the show with shout-outs to listeners. It is my favorite tradition. Guys, can you believe we are 6 seasons in? This is season 6. I don't know. Did I say season 5 at the beginning of the show? It's season 6 if I said season 5. I can't believe I am in season 6. This is crazy. I love this show, though. I love doing this show. I love bringing it to you guys. I love putting it together. Like, I can feel my blood pressure go down when I start, like, putting the show together. Like, finding out what the movies are and finding out and I'm, like, so excited because I'm like, ooh, this movie's coming out. Ooh, this movie's coming out. I am completely ridiculous, I know. You guys can laugh at me. But I mean, I get a kick out of this. I really do. It's like I enjoy it. I truly enjoy it. So I'm just thankful to everyone who comes here and listens to the show and squeezes this, podcast into their schedules, or, you make time for the show outside of your busy schedules. So today we're going to do the short version of St. Nick shoutouts. Maybe during Christmas in July, I'll do some long ones because I really want to talk about Christmas in July activities. If there are any to talk about, I will talk about them in Christmas in July. So anyway, I'm going to give some love to 5 listener locations who have been checking out the show the past few weeks. And remember, I don't know who you are, but I know where you live. All right. So the first location is Toronto, Ontario. Toronto. Hey. Yeah, there's some major kerfluffle coming out of Toronto recently, namely due to a certain hip-hop artist's concert in the area. I don't know all the details. I just read the news, and it went well for this American hip-hop artist, which means it did not go well for the Canadian one. I'll just leave it at that. But I thought that, mindless news that you hear and you get into. I just kind of read some highlights. I didn't really get deep into it. Number two. I love this for so many reasons. I love this location. Denver, Colorado. Thank you so much for joining the show. I have turned into this major CU Buffs fan. I'm especially a fan of Deion Sanders and that whole coaching staff. The coaching staff, Coach Shermer, Coach Sapp, like everybody, and then the team. I'm just looking forward to seeing how well the team does this year. So I'm excited. I'm excited about the college football season. I can tell you, before maybe the last year or two, I have not. It's been years. I would go so far as to say decades since I've really been into college football. Normally, I am a home team girl all the way, right? I root for all the Washington home team, um, whether they're colleges, whether they're professional. I root for, the Mystics, the WNBA. I root for the Washington Commanders. I root for the Capitals. I root for the Nationals. I am a Washington girl. Maryland Terrapins, right up the road from me, right up the road and around the corner. So I'm a big Maryland Terrapins fan, and I actually have a graduate degree from Maryland. So yet another reason why I'm a big Maryland fan. But pretty much any local team I'm rooting for. But let me tell you something. Add to the local teams, Denver, Colorado. I am a big CU Buffs fan now. And I really watch those guys. I'm excited to watch the Browns this year. I'm excited to watch Tampa Bay this year, and Carolina Panthers and Jacksonville Jaguars, and all the places that that the CU Buffs got drafted to. But Washington Commanders will always be the number one team, Jaden Daniels. But I'm following very closely the Denver teams and all those other teams that I talked about. They're secondary teams. As long as they're not playing Washington, I'll be rooting for them. If they're playing Washington, they're getting rooted against. It's that simple. All right. Number 3 on my list is Tucson, Arizona. Number 4 is Odenton, Maryland. And number 5 is San Jose, California. Thank you, everybody, for joining the show. Now it is time for Ho 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 holiday headlines, and have I got a load of holiday headlines to talk to you guys about today. All right. So the first headline is about Christmas Con. Hallmark always has their Christmas Con. Well, let's put it this way. It's not Hallmark's Christmas Con. There's going to be a Christmas Con in New Jersey, but Hallmark sends its stars to this Christmas Con, right? And so there's going to be a heap of Hallmark stars at this Christmas Con. Let's just talk. First of all, there's going to be a total 3 men and a baby reunion with Paul Campbell, Andrew Walker, and Tyler. We love Tyler. And then Kimberly is going to be there too. I mean, all of them. And so then we're also going to have Brennan Elliott there. And he just suffered the loss of his wife. So, I mean, how amazing for him to be there and reconnect with everybody. And then guess who else is going to be there? Heather Hemmings. I have grown to really like her a lot. And then she did that Christmas movie with, I think it was Christmas in My Heart or something like that, with Luke McFarlane. Well, Luke McFarlane is going to be there. And then Marco Grazzini is going to be there. Now, he just had the wife. He just had the baby with the girlfriend. I don't know if they've gotten married yet, but at the time that I remember seeing the news, it was his girlfriend who was in Delivered by Christmas. She was the star in Delivered by Christmas. I cannot remember her name right now. I'm sorry. All right. So then, guess who else is going to be there? Brendan Penny. Oh, we loved him. The Magical Christmas Ornament. I loved him in that. And then Rachel Lee Cook, which I pretty much love her in everything. I have big Rachel Lee Cook news. Another piece of Lee Cook news coming up later. Brandon Routh is going to be there. You know, he was in the 9 Lives series, or the 9 Cats series with Kimberly Susted. So I'm looking forward to him being there. Lacey Chabert is supposed to be there. I mean, this is really going to be huge. Wes Brown, who starred in Haul Out the Holly with Lacey, is going to be there. And I mean, listen, that should be enough right there, right? That's a lot of folks. The event is going to take place in New Jersey, right? In New Jersey from December 12th through the 14th. So buckle up and get ready. But listen, that is not the only Christmas con that is going to be running. There is another Christmas con light that is going to be happening in Dahlonega, Georgia, in the Christmas in a Small Town that runs from July 25th to the 27th. And guess who is going to be at this Christmas in a Small Town event? Chad Michael Murray, Ariel Kebble. We haven't seen her. It's been a while. No. It's been a while since she's done a Christmas movie for Hallmark. Now, she did A Bride for Christmas like years and years ago with Andrew Walker, but I cannot recall her being in another Christmas movie since then. She's been in other movies, but not Christmas movies. I know for a couple of years, she did Christmas movies for Ion. I remember seeing her in these kind of mystery type things on Ion. But she hasn't done like any like schmoopy Christmas movies with Hallmark in a while. So it'll be neat to see her back in that world. So Chad Michael Murray, Ariel Kebble, and then Ryan Pavey. Now you remember, like it's probably several months ago now, I reported that Ryan Pavey was going to be taking a break from acting. He was going to go work in some outdoor store, like his brother's outdoor store or something. And it sounds like Ryan has started maybe making his way back into the acting. Maybe with this being kind of a like a soft launch back into acting, and doing this, kind of Christmas con light. And then maybe he'll get back into a Christmas movie. We can only hope. But in another picture I saw with, I think it was an announcement from one of Ryan's accounts. I don't know if it's his Twitter or whether it was his Insta account, but he was showing a picture of Hallmark Media and said, "Guess where I am?" And I'm like, I hope signing a contract for another Christmas movie. So I can only hope that is what is going down. Because if that's going down, I am going up. I'm a happy camper. That makes me happy. I love Ryan. I love his movies. So it'll be good to see him in those. So in the next piece of news, I want to talk a little bit about the American king of Christmas movies. There are a couple of like Christmas movie centrals in the United States. Now I know Utah is one of those, but also Andrew Gernhardt is a lifelong Connecticut resident who founded his movie production company, Synthetic Cinema International, and filmed many Christmas movies in his home state. The state even launched a Christmas movie trail to celebrate these productions. But now, listen to this. Gernhardt has moved his work to Buffalo, New York. Buffalo, New York, because that state offers much better financial incentives for filmmakers. He's currently working on his second project in Buffalo. But check this out, Holiday Touchdown, a Buffalo Bills story, is going to be one of the highlights on the Hallmark Channel this Christmas movie season. So, to hear this, that Christmas is now becoming Buffalo is now becoming the Christmas movie city, and that people are moving their productions into Buffalo because they're getting incentivized, well, we might see a lot more movies coming out of Buffalo. So, if you live in Buffalo, hey, stay tuned and keep an eye out for those casting calls, because you might become an extra on the set of a Christmas movie out there. All right. Now, this was another piece of news I wanted to share, and I'm not really happy to share it, but I feel like I need to. One of the things that may impact your Christmas shopping this year are the tariffs. And I hadn't even thought of it. I actually didn't even think of it until I saw an article on it. But tariffs are expected to impact Christmas prices this year. Merry Christmas to us, right? Either shopping may be down, or when Prime has it, when Amazon Prime, I know a lot of people aren't shopping on Amazon right now, but if you're shopping on Amazon and you're on Amazon Prime and you're gonna take advantage of the Prime days to shop before maybe some tariffs take hold, and we're not on the strategic pause. I think Prime days are September 9th through the 11th, or 8th through the 11th of July 8th through the 11th. So if you want to beat the tariffs, hopefully they will not be in place in July. Do your shopping in July. Get your shopping done early, because shopping around into the December time frame, you might run into tariffs, and which might mean some store shelves are bare, and that you're not able to find the gifts that you would want to get for your loved ones. Just letting you know, plan ahead so that you don't run into issues in December, okay? The next thing I wanted to talk about is, so Hallmark apparently is campaigning to get Holiday Touchdown, a chief story, nominated for an Emmy. And so you guys know how that Emmy process works, right? Where you get nominated, then you get people voting for you, etc., etc. So listen, one of my colleagues at my job actually has gotten nominated for the local Emmys, right? And so he's kind of told us about the process and all of that. And so I definitely wish them well with that, with the Hallmark, the Holiday Touchdown story. But I could tell you, it was not one of my favorite movies last year. I don't know how well it's going to do with that. But of course, what I think does not impact anything. But it was not one of my favorite movies last year. So that'll be interesting to see how that works out. In more news, Finding Mr. Christmas last year with Jonathan Bennett. I don't know if you guys watched that. I got Hallmark. Well, I've had Hallmark now for probably like 5 years or so. I watch it all the time. It's like an automatic subscription for me. I don't even see when it gets taken out of my account. It's that automatic, right? I just want the Hallmark streaming service to be available to me. And so and then all of the shows on there, I want them all to be available to me. And so Finding Mr. Christmas has been greenlit for season 2. Last year's winner was Ezra Moreland, and he starred in that movie Happy Holidays with Jessica Lowndes, which I honestly did not love it. Did not love that one, but I liked it more than I thought I would. I'll say that. I liked it a lot more than I thought I would, but I didn't love it. Anyway, he has been hired for a second Hallmark movie. So they're going to keep him going. And listen to this. It's going to be directed by Jake Dan Wagner. Christmas on Duty is the title. And guess who he's going to star with? Janelle Parrish. So I am very excited about it. I don't know what it's about, but I just know that Ezra's character, his name is Fred. And I'm immediately what comes to mind is Fred Claus, right? I don't know if that's what he's playing, but that's what came to my mind. All right. Then, in my next piece of news, this is an interesting one about a producer of Christmas movies, Real One Entertainment. Now, if you know Real One Entertainment, that's one of the places I go to search for sources of Christmas movies, right? I go to see what they're releasing, and it's part of what I talk about on the show. So that's why I'm kind of familiar with Real One nicely. I mean, there's a bunch of them out there where streamers, networks, they acquire movies made by these companies. Anyway, Real One has been rebranded as Studio TF1 America. Real One will be joining the Johnson Production Group under this new banner to unlock new opportunities in content development, co-productions, and distribution, said Timothy O. Johnson, Managing Director of TF1 and the A&E Global Media Venture. By combining the strengths of two powerhouse companies, now I've only ever heard of one. I haven't heard of the other one. Studio TF1, don't know, right? I have never heard of it, but I've heard of Real One. Because I know that Lifetime, I believe Lifetime has acquired a couple of movies. Each year, they get a couple of movies from Real One. So that's why I know Real One. Anyway, by combining the strengths of two powerhouse companies, we are better positioned than ever to deliver compelling English language programming that resonates with audiences worldwide. Apparently, they have 100 hours of programming planned, which includes Christmas movies. So I'm excited to see what comes out of Real One this year. That is going to do it for Ho 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 holiday headlines today. So many movies, so little time. There's been some great news about movies coming out for this season, the 2025 Christmas season. So now let's get into some of those details. And then in the next segment, after the break, we're going to talk about Christmas in July and Merry Movie Weekend, which is coming up this weekend. All right. So at a high level, I've got a few Christmas in July updates, right? Christmas in July. So first of all, we know that Merry Movie Weekend is going to be this weekend, June 21st, right? It's going to be this Saturday. I will be in North Carolina cleaning out my grandmother's house, so I will not be watching the first night. Probably not until the 8 o'clock movie. I think by 8 o'clock each day we'll probably be wrapped up. I don't know if my cousins are going to want to go out to grab dinner or whatever, but I know that I'll be cleaning out the house, and I'm not counting on being able to watch any movies this weekend, unfortunately. But if there's ones that I really want to see that I don't have on my DVR, I will be recording them so that they will be available to me when I get home on Sunday. Now, what I will say is that we know Christmas in July is going to begin. Now, Merry Movie Weekend this weekend on Hallmark Mystery. Christmas in July next weekend begins on the Hallmark Channel. And I believe Christmas in July will last a full month. I do not know at this time how the schedule is going to run from Monday through Friday, right? Because sometimes during the Christmas in July of recent years, they have started the Christmas movies maybe at 10 and they run until 10, right? So I have yet to see that. In the next podcast release, I will have more details for you about that. But what I do know is that first weekend is going to be 24/7 Christmas movies. All right. So, new movies. Listen, new movies coming out for Christmas in July. So you remember those, I don't know if I ever talked about it, but on Hallmark Plus, they have 4 movies. Four unwrapping Christmas movies, right? One is Tina's Miracle with Natalie Hall. Another one is Mia's Prince with Catherine Davidson and Nathan Witt. Unwrapping Christmas with Lily's Destiny with Ashley Newborough and Torrance Combs. And then Unwrapping Christmas, Olivia's Reunion with Cindy Busby and Jake Epstein. We all know how much I love Jake Epstein. I love Jake Epstein. So those are expected to be the new movies that are coming out. So when they talk about new movies and new shows, it's probably going to be those 4 movies from Hallmark plus Holidays. Remember I told you guys about Holidays, which would have been my favorite movie of the season, my number 1 favorite movie, except for that it's not a movie, it's a series. That they're going to show on the Hallmark Channel too. So it will be new to the Hallmark Channel. It will not be new to Hallmark, right? Because it will have been on Hallmark Plus. So that's one of the things I kind of want to get into watching. I may watch it over the next week or so, because I guess I could wait to see them, but my weekends I think are going to be kind of busy now that I have promised myself that I'm going to prioritize writing, and so I may not get to see all the Christmas movies that I want. But check this out. So I was just doing research. Hey, I just research to research sometimes, and I found another movie which according to what I was able to find, is scheduled to come out July 12th, 2025. It is called Christmas Angel Effect with Benjamin Ayers, and it's directed by Christy Wolf. So when I saw that Hallmark was going to feature new movie programming and that they were going to use the Unwrapping Christmas series, I kind of had questions about, if they're using Unwrapping Christmas, certainly this Christmas Angel Effect cannot be one of the movies that they're going to premiere during Christmas in July now, especially because it, based on the date that I found, it's supposed to come out July 12th, 2025, which would be like the Saturday of one of those Unwrapping Christmas movies. But what I did not consider until, a couple days ago was that this Christmas Angel Effect might be like Operation Nutcracker last year and might be premiering on Hallmark Plus instead of on the Hallmark Channel. So what I will say is this: watch out for possibly a new Hallmark Plus movie that comes out on July 12th, 2025, Christmas Angel Effect. Anyway, lots more movie news to talk about for 2025. Okay, first thing, this one, I was like over the moon for this movie news. The Christmas Affair, starring Rachel Lee Cook and Freddie Prinze Jr. Did you hear what I said? Rachel Lee Cook and Freddie Prinze Jr. from She's All That. You guys remember She's All That? Let me tell you, I saw She's All That. If I saw it once, I saw it a million times, honestly. I watched that movie over and over and over and over and over again, and I love those two together in that movie. So, this movie, The Christmas Affair, will mark their first reunion since 1999. That's when She's All That. I can't believe She's All That is that old. 1999. I mean, that was just 2000. Think about that. That's 25 years ago. Sheesh. It's a long time. Anyway, The Christmas Affair is about two sportscasters, Natalie, Rachel Lee Cook, and Gabe, Freddie Prinze, who form an unlikely alliance after their spouses are caught cheating before Christmas. As the holiday chaos and media attention increase, they begin to fall for each other, leading to questions about whether it's a rebound or genuine Christmas romance. Interesting. Let me tell you, I am all about this. I love that plot. This is going to be like one of the main things. Now, I don't know what channel this is going to feature on. I don't think this is a Hallmark movie, okay? I don't think it's a Hallmark movie. I don't know where it's going to be featured, but I'm going to be tracking that one big time. The next movie I want to talk about is Oh, What Fun. This is with Michelle Pfeiffer and apparently Arnold Schwarzenegger, maybe like a producer for it, like executive producer for it. But the trailers out there, I have not watched the trailer yet. So I think I'm going to do a trailer reaction for Oh, What Fun. But it's coming to Prime Video this season. And the movie will star Michelle Pfeiffer as a bedraggled mom struggling to keep her eclectic extended family's Christmas on the rails, and has a pretty impressive cast to support, which includes Felicity Jones, Chloe Grace Moretz, and Dominique Sessa, who broke out so memorably in The Holdovers. I don't know if you guys watched The Holdovers. I did watch. Everybody said, watch The Holdovers. Watch The Holdovers. It's so good. I'm not going to be one to tell you. Now, it wasn't bad. But was it one of those movies where you just like gotta run to it because it's so good? This is like, for me, it's like when people tell me like this New York Times is bestseller, you gotta read the New York Times bestseller, and it's like wonk wonk. Just because it's a New York Times bestseller does not mean it's a great book. I've like half read a lot of books off the New York Times bestsellers list. Don't hold my attention. And The Holdover to me kind of falls in that category. It's one of those things that everybody was pushing, and so I was like, oh my god, I gotta watch it. And I mean, like I said, it wasn't a bad movie. I thought it was good, and I think Paul Giamatti was in it, and I love him. Like, I love him in just about everything he does, right? So I mean, it was good, but was it like push it on you? Great, not to me. I don't know. Other people may love it. I don't. Anyway, so I'm excited about this. So I'm excited about Oh, What Fun. I'm excited to see what they have going on. Especially Michelle Pfeiffer, because it's been a while since she starred anything. Anything, rom-commy, in a while. So I would say that. Another couple of pieces of news coming out of Great American Media, right? Which is Great American Family, Great American Christmas. Cameron Bure is doing Timeless Tidings of Joy. This Christmas movie is going to co-star her daughter, Natasha. Natasha was, I believe, in one of the Aurora Tea Garden movies, right? And Paul Green. And you remember, Paul Green was a Hallmark staple. It's been a while since he's done Christmas movies for now I do believe he has a movie coming, or he just did one in the spring for Hallmark Channel, but it's been a while since he's done a Christmas movie for Hallmark, so it'll be interesting to see how that one works out for them. Then a sequel. They've announced a sequel. Great American Christmas has announced a sequel. Home Sweet Christmas Wedding. And so it is the sequel to the Home Sweet Christmas movie. And it reunites Candace Cameron Bure and Cameron Matheson. both of those were Hallmark staples. Now they've both moved to Great American Family. So, so that movie is set to premiere during the TV Christmas movie season this year. Another movie which is coming out. This is an interesting pair. Kiefer Sutherland and Rebel Wilson have officially signed on for the leading roles in the upcoming Christmas comedy movie titled Tinseltown. So, production apparently, they're producing it in North England, right? And so I'm really excited to see what this movie is. I don't have a lot of other news on that one, but that's what I'll be keeping my eye out on. Tinseltown with Kiefer Sutherland and Rebel Wilson. And Rebels, she was in Pitch Perfect. She's lost all that weight. And so, not that her weight should be an issue, but she has. She's lost a lot of weight. She looks gorgeous. She looked gorgeous to me before, but she looks gorgeous now. And, so it'll be interesting to see how this is. Let me tell you, lose weight or not, she's still funny as heck. I've seen her in a couple of recent commercials, and she's really funny. So I'm hoping she brings that humor to her role. Also, Mario Lopez is coming back to Great American Family. He left Lifetime, and he has been making movies. He signed like a multi-picture deal with Great American Family, and so this year I believe is his second. This year I believe is his second movie, A Christmas Mark, with Great American Family. So he was tracked filming that movie. I don't know. He may have announced it on his Institute, but anyway. Now we're going to take a quick break, but I'll be back in a minute to talk about Amazon, a new Amazon Prime movie coming out. I will be talking about Hallmark Christmas in July and Merry Movie Weekend coming up in just a few minutes.
Now available on paperback and an ebook, the hilarious romantic comedy The 12 Days of Christmas by USA Today best-selling author K.L. Brady. Both recovering from heartbreak, Gabby and Dave fall for each other after Dave sends a misdirected text message to the wrong woman. But it's a comedy of errors when they try to meet face to face. Murphy's Law strikes and they may never see or speak to each other again. However, Gabby thinks Dave may be the one, so she accepts the mission to unite them before Christmas Day. Now she's got 8 days and 12 days to find the man of her dreams. But Dave is hiding something. 3 big things. Even if Gabby finds them, will his secrets keep them apart? Rediscover all the joy and wonder of the Christmas season when you pick up this heartwarming story today. To find out more about the 12 Days of Christmas, visit klbradyauthor.com or pick up your copy at Amazon, Apple, Kobo, or Barnes & Noble today. And now it's time for Chicks on Christmas Flicks.
And welcome back to Chicks on Christmas Flicks. In the previous segment, I talked to you guys about Christmas in July, the high-level schedule. I did not get into details because I'm going to get into details about the actual schedule this year. I told you about this Rachel Lee Cook and Freddie Prinze Jr. coming out with their new movie, The Christmas Affair. Oh, what fun! Timeless Tidings of Joy, Home Sweet Christmas, Wedding, and a bunch of other stuff. Okay, so now I'm going to get in a few more movies before I talk about the schedule coming up for the next couple of weekends, right? So first of all, another movie is The X's of Christmas Past. Now, there's a good reason I'm talking to you about this one. Even though it's a Christmas movie coming out and I would be interested no matter what, There's a reason why I'm particularly interested in this one. So my guess is this movie will land on a streaming service. Um, don't know which one, but that's my guess. Um, the movie is about an ambitious hotel manager who returns to her family's B&B for Christmas to find all three of her high school exes staying there. Now, I've seen a few movies on the romantic side of that with that Christmas Carol theme. This seems to fall into that bucket. Um, so the movie has parallels with three ghosts of the past, present, and future. Um, now listen, it stars Brittany Underwood and Alex Trumbull. They are a real life couple, right? And they're playing the love interest in the movie for the first time. But the end in this movie, right? So this whole thing takes this B&B where it takes place. It was in Groundhog Day. Do you remember that in Groundhog Day? What's his name? Murray was in that movie. Oh gosh, I'm having a brain fart. I'm sorry. But you know what I'm talking about. I've seen Groundhog Day like 30,000 million gazillion trillion times, right? And even the guy from the hilarious guy from Groundhog Day now plays in the Haul Out the Holly movies. But anyway, this couple, real life couple, filming this movie, The Exes of Christmas Past, and they are going to be filming it. It's going to be set in the same inn that they filmed Groundhog Day. Apparently, like it's been this inn has been in a few movies. If they were, I didn't catch it, unfortunately, but I'm looking forward to see it in this one. So I'll keep an eye out for The Exes of Christmas Past. All right. And the next piece of news, Haul Out the Holly 3. Did you hear me? 3. 1, 2, 3. So apparently they've been filming that. I'm really excited to see this one. Wes Brown, of course, Lacey Chabert. I'm expecting to see a wedding, right? No news has come out about this, right? So it's not a like 100% nailed down. It's coming out this Christmas and may come out this Christmas and may come out the following season. I'm hoping for this Christmas for sure, but there's definitely was some news out that suggests that filming was underway, so it may come out during this Christmas season. Keep an eye out. All right, A Miniature Christmas with Catherine Burrell. Now, we know I love her. A Tale of Two Christmases. That's one of my favorite movies with her in it. And she's supposed to star in this with Stephen Huszar. Now, Stephen's been in a bunch of stuff that I love. Undercover Christmas, I remember. And then he was in the Jane series. That Jane series of mysteries with Jodie. Her name, Jodie Sweetin, right? So now he's going to be in a Christmas movie. The Christmas movie is about this. So Olivia, a talented artisan with a passion for creating miniature dioramas, is immediately smitten by a quick-witted and handsome Grayson. When the two find themselves delayed at a train station, clearly Grayson is quite taken with Olivia as well, but it isn't long before the two are butting heads. Soon after, Grayson is dispatched to Olivia's small town to negotiate the sale of a piece of land that is home to a beloved community market. So that should be interesting. Oh, let me tell you something. Another one of my favorite people is coming out. Katie Leclerc is coming out with a Christmas movie again. A Cherry Pie Christmas with Katie Leclerc, Brian Carnes, Ray Amatrudo. A pastry chef returns to Door County, Wisconsin for the holidays and must choose between her dream job and the legacy of her family's cherry orchard business. with a little help from her high school sweetheart and a lost cherry pie recipe. Let me tell you something. And Katie kind of plays those themes. Those themes of, kind of choosing between a job and between family and the love of her life. And that there's always a love of her life that seems to have a connection with her roots and the thing that she's kind of fighting against. I don't know. There's a couple of examples that she's done that in recent years. So anyway, I'm looking forward to A Cherry Pie Christmas. The next one is A Magical New York Christmas with Kristen Booth. Kristen Booth is the Postable. She's one of them on the Postal series. She will be starring with Jeff Beasley, who was in Christmas on Call, or not starring with Jeff Beasley, I'm sorry. Jeff Beasley's going to be directing. Now, Jeff Beasley directed Christmas on Call, A Carol for Two, The Santa Summit, right? A Magical New York Christmas is about a charming holiday tale that unfolds in festive New York City, bringing seasonal joy and unforeseen moments. Well, we know that was the very early breakdown of the very early teaser, right? That's not going to live long. That's going to change once the movies are released in October. In the last episode, I talked about A Newport Christmas, but I have some more details about that. So, who's starring in The Newport Christmas? Wes Brown, Gina Claire, Mason, Dustin Riker is apparently directing it. Next Stop Christmas, A Biltmore Christmas, and The Christmas Quest. So he's directed those. So I'm actually expecting A Newport Christmas to be very good based on that. Another movie coming out is Uphill for Christmas with Mark Rosner. A ski lodge owner faces financial ruin and possible loss of his family's mountain retreat. As he grapples with mounting debt, a savvy hotel executive arrives to assess the property, setting the stage for an unexpected holiday adventure. Excited for that. Then we have Unbearable Christmas. Now, I don't know, this is probably going to be like Apple or, another streamer. It's not going to be a Hallmark movie. But this one is Unbearable Christmas with Julia Stiles and Mina Savari. It's been a while since I've seen her. Caroline Rhea is also supposed to be in this. The Tipton family embarks on a cross-country journey that turns into a chaotic adventure full of mishaps and fights, but also of magical and unexpected moments that arise only when everything goes wrong. I'm excited about that one. And then we have Michael Sheen and Eva Longoria in the 12 Days of Christmas. I'm looking forward to this one. It's mid-December, and for the 5th year in a row, Christmas is canceled. The next movie is The 12 Days of Christmas, starring Michael Sheen and Eva Longoria. In The 12 Days of Christmas, it's mid-December, and for the 5th year in a row, Christmas is canceled at the dysfunctional Sullivan family home. That is until a mysterious someone starts sending strange gifts to hopeless widower Henry Sheen and his 2 bickering children, Will and Ella. First a partridge in a pear tree, the next day 2 turtle doves are sent, followed by 3 calling birds on day 3. Before they know it, the house is full of boisterous animals and house guests, all relating to the famous Christmas song, The 12 Days of Christmas. The family's lives are turned upside down as they try to figure out who the mystery gift giver is. And to top it off, Mariana Longoria from Animal Protection Services is on the case. As the synopsis reads, even though Christmas will be messy, it might just turn out to be the gift the family needs. That is exciting, right? I actually cannot wait to see that one. And then Eva Longoria, well, she may end up being the love interest, but as the Animal Protection Services, like, that's hilarious. All right, so then let's get into, well, first of all, let me talk to you about something I've been starting to watch. And I suspect that between this week and next week, I will finish watching the entire series. But I started watching Mistletoe Murders, which is on Hallmark Plus and stars Sarah Drew. So, Mistletoe Murders, it's interesting. So this woman owns this Christmas shop, right? It's like 24/7, 365 days a year Christmas sell. And so she has this mysterious past. She moves into this town, and then all of a sudden deaths start happening, of course, you know. Like in the Hannah Mysteries, it's like somebody else died, you know, it's that kind of thing, right? So people are just like dropping off like flies. And so anyway, I am 3 episodes in. I believe it is 6 or 7 episodes total. So I'm probably, you could say, about halfway in. And I have to tell you, I really love this series. I love Sarah Drew in it. And it's really hard for me to like mysteries like this when somebody has like a mysterious past. Given, I mean, I kind of get a sense, given what we've seen, like what her past job was and why she's tangled up with some not so great guys from her past. I get it. There was one detail in there that could have actually thrown me completely off, but I have just decided to completely write that off and just focus on the rest of the story. And I actually am loving it so far. I do not know the mystery. Like, I don't know what her past is and all that stuff yet. I imagine that'll come in the next episodes, but I will say this. If you have Hallmark Plus and you haven't watched Mistletoe Murders and you like murder mysteries, if you like the cozy mysteries, because it really is kind of cozy, I would say Mistletoe Murders is definitely one to watch. All right. Next, I'm going to talk about Merry Movie Weekend. So Merry Movie Weekend is going to start this Saturday, right? And there's a lot of good movies happening this weekend, all right? So on Saturday, Merry Movie Weekend begins with Christmas on My Mind with Andrew Walker. We know we love that, right? Next is Maggie's Christmas Miracle with Joe Wagner. Christmas at Grand Valley is coming after that. Then Veterans Christmas, The Christmas Note, Hope at Christmas, and A Dream of Christmas. Veterans Christmas and The Christmas Note are 2 that I think I might be done with my day in time to come back and see. I will probably be knocked out by the time Hope at Christmas begins, but if not, I will watch it all the way through. We know how much I love Christmas movies. It's like not that I'm going to miss them. But here's the thing. The night ends at 10 p.m., I believe, so after the movie goes off, it's going to have regular program like, the Golden Girls and Frasier and Cheers and Reba and all that stuff that happens in the middle of the night. So all that stuff is going to be as normal. They're just running the Merry Movie Weekend from 10 to 10. All right. So Sunday at 10, we have The Christmas Secret with Bethany Joy Lenz. Then that follows with A Little Christmas Charm. Then Five Golden Rings, that mystery with Holland. I think I talked about that. I think Holland Roden is her name. And then A Reason for the Season follows that. And then Unlocking Christmas. That's the final one before Murder, She Wrote comes on. So that is what you can expect for Merry Movie Weekend. And then for Christmas in July, that will begin the following weekend. So on June 27th, we will start seeing, and I mean, they've got like a lot of good stuff to start off the weekend. I know A Finish Line I'm going to watch, A Snow Bride I'm going to watch, Jingle Bell Run, if you like that, with Ashley and Andrew next weekend. I'm probably going to watch that too. So they've got a lot of great things coming up for the first weekend of Christmas in July. But I'm going to break down as much as I can find out in next Friday's show. So I'm excited about that. I'm really excited about next Friday's show. Anyway, so that is going to do it for me today. Please stay tuned. Don't forget to check on Twitter for any updates that I have on Christmas in July or Merry Movie Weekend. Thank you to my music and show editor, Will B. He created all the custom music for this show. He's at Wildcard Music, and you can find his IG page in the show notes below. Until next time, remember, Chicks on Christmas Flicks. We can never have too many Christmas movies. We can only have not enough Christmas movies. Please don't forget to subscribe, leave a review on your favorite platform, and tell your Christmas movie loving friend about this show. Where can you find us? So happy you asked. Podcast platforms: Amazon, Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, and many, many more. You can follow the show on Twitter at Chicks Christmas Flicks with X's on Twitter and IG. Thank you for listening in, and I promise you will hear from me next week, next Friday, before Christmas in July. Talk to you guys then. See you guys then. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your week. Enjoy Merry Movie Weekend. Stay locked in, because we know we love all the Christmas classics.